Today we're going to be looking at how you can upload movie clips to YouTube without getting flagged for copyright infringement. The best part is that we're going to be using AI tools to do this so that you can outsource all the hard work to technology. Let's say that you run a movie review channel. You know that for your videos to be engaging, you need to incorporate clips from those movies. But if you're not careful, you also know that YouTube might flag your video as violating copyright laws. That's because you're likely creating content that's original, but also incorporates clips from elsewhere. And you're trying to make sure that those clips don't cross the line when it comes to YouTube's fair use policy. But how do you use these without crossing the line into plagiarism or copyright violation? While this may sound like a situation that would never apply to you, if you're a YouTuber creating faceless YouTube videos, I can guarantee that you have or will encounter a situation like this with every single video that you release. So how do you avoid that scenario? We'll explore the process of uploading movie clips to YouTube without violating copyright while using AI tools, allowing you to delegate challenging tasks to technology. In order to avoid breaking fair use policies, it's important to first understand what fair use is. Let me give you the simple definition. Fair use is a legal term that basically allows you to use copyright-protected material under certain circumstances without needing permission from the copyright holder. That last part is key. You don't need permission from the copyright holder under fair use. Why is that so important? Well, if fair use wasn't allowed, you'd basically need to go straight to Disney's lawyers to get their permission to use a clip from the latest Marvel movie in your YouTube videos. Obviously, that's just not doable for the average person, so fair use is actually a good thing. However, fair use doesn't apply to all circumstances. For instance, you obviously can't just publish a Marvel movie to your YouTube channel and start making money off of it. So, what are the situations in which fair use applies? Well, luckily, YouTube outlines 4 main factors you can use to determine whether what you're publishing falls under fair use. The first is called the purpose or character of the use. Basically, this refers to why you're publishing the content. For instance, if you're publishing a video for educational purposes instead of commercial use, that likely falls under fair play. This is what's known as publishing transformative content. Without going into all the legal jargon, that basically just refers to whether you've added new meaning to the content rather than just published it directly. Going back to our Marvel movie example, if you published a clip from the film under the context of analyzing the scene for a non-profit teaching kids about filmmaking techniques, that would likely fall under both the educational and transformative context. Publishing a 10-minute clip directly from the movie, on the other hand, is probably going to result in copyright infringement. The second factor applies to whether you're using material from factual or fictional works. This one probably isn't going to apply to us today since we're covering movie clips, but basically, if you publish a clip of some type of news coverage rather than from a fictional story, you may be covered under fair use. The third factor is the amount of the work you're using. For instance, if you're publishing 30 minutes of the latest Marvel movie, which is 25% of the 2-hour-long movie, that's probably going to be an issue. On the other hand, if you're publishing 5 seconds of that 2-hour movie, which is less than 0.5% of it, you're probably going to be okay. The last factor is how what you're publishing affects the market or value of the copyrighted material. Essentially, if you publish the entire Marvel movie on your YouTube channel and rack up tons of money from that, you're likely going to be in some pretty serious trouble. That's because you're basically encouraging viewers to watch the movie on your channel as opposed to paying for a Disney Plus subscription to watch it. On the other hand, if you're only publishing a few seconds of it and you have voiceover analyzing the scene, no one can really claim that you're taking viewers away from Disney. So that's basically fair use in a nutshell. As you can see, there is a lot of gray area, but the AI tools we're going to be looking at today help eliminate most of that. Make sure you watch until the end because the last tool will blow your mind. Now, before we move on, I should note that fair use varies from country to country, so most of what I'm talking about applies to you if you're in the United States, where fair use is often broader than it is in places like the European Union. So if you're unclear of whether you can use copyright-protected material in your videos, I always recommend that you get legal advice. Speaking of legal advice, I need to throw in a quick disclaimer here before we move on. I am not a lawyer and none of this should be taken to be any form of formal legal advice. If you have any questions about this, I recommend that you ask a lawyer to be absolutely sure. Okay, with that said, let's get into it, and be sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to reveal a bonus tool that's a game changer when it comes to copyright and fair use. Number 1, Lovo AI. Remember when I mentioned that one way to get around violating fair use policies is to transform the nature of the content? Well, we're going to be doing that by adjusting the movie clip's original audio and adding voiceover. That way you're altering the clip enough so that YouTube or even the owner of the film, like Disney, probably isn't going to come after you for it. One of my favorite tools for generating voiceover is Lovo AI. The voiceover that comes out of this is really authentic and honestly sounds like a real person. To use it after creating an account, you have the option of using the AI's simple mode or advanced mode. The simple mode is good for videos that are 5 minutes or less and have under 5,000 characters. The advanced mode can be used for longer videos and can create multiple speakers. Depending on your purposes, either can work great. After you've selected which option you want, you simply copy-paste your video script into the text block. From there, you'll be directed to a screen that allows you to choose from one of over 500 AI voices. What's cool is that they not only sort voices by male or female in age, but even sort the voices by different styles, like a sleepy voice or an amazed voice. So you can pretty much find whatever you're looking for here. And that's it. After you've made your selections, you can go ahead and generate your voiceover file. It's clearly a super easy and super fast tool to use, which is why I like it so much. While Lovo is my go-to for AI voiceover for this task, I do want to give an honorable mention to another great tool, which is 11 Labs. 11 Labs is also pretty simple to use and has some cool features there as well, so feel free to play around with them and see which one you like best. Number 2, AI VidIQ. Now, even though removing the movie clip's audio and putting voiceover over it probably will be good enough to avoid violating fair use policies, I can guarantee that it's going to be pretty boring for your viewers, and that's because you need music. However, I don't want you to create more trouble for yourself by putting a copyrighted song over your movie clip, so what we're going to look at is a tool called AI VidIQ, which is an AI music generator tool. This tool is actually one of the older music generator tools, as it was developed all the way back in 2016. I know 2016 wasn't that long ago, but as far as AI tools go, it does make it practically a dinosaur. The good news there is that it's been developed for a while, so a lot of the kinks have been smoothed out. What's also cool is that AI VidIQ is geared towards content creators. For instance, they have a monthly package for about $63 a month, which gives the copyright ownership to you and allows you to have unlimited monetization of the audio. Looking at the tool itself, it's honestly pretty simple to use. After creating an account, you can click Create Track to make a new track. This will direct you to a page that has preset styles including pop, rock, modern cinematic, 20th century cinematic, and more. After you select which style you want, you can customize your track further by selecting key signatures, instrumentation, pacing, and more. If you're not a music pro, there's no need to worry because AI VidIQ also has an option called Help Me Decide, which will walk you through the best options. You can also just leave this section alone and allow the AI to auto-generate these selections for you. After that, you're done. That's right, it's really that simple. From here, just click Create My Track and it'll pump out an awesome original track. Number 3, Runaway. You've probably heard that if you want to include movie clips in your YouTube videos that they should be under a certain length. You may have heard everything from 5 seconds to 30 to 45 seconds, or maybe even a minute. So, which is it? Well, the one that is least likely to get you into trouble is anything under 10 seconds. If you think back to the third factor I mentioned under fair use, which refers to the proportion of the content that you're using, for an hour-and-a-half movie, a 10-second clip amounts to about 0.2% of the film. Basically, this is short enough that neither YouTube or the owner will likely care that you're using their content, especially if you're following other fair use guidelines like transforming the content or using it for educational purposes. So let's look at how you can edit your clips using AI. One of the best tools for editing videos is, in my opinion, Runway. What makes Runway especially great for movie clips is that you can not only cut your videos down but also transform them. For instance, Runway allows you to add effects like slow-mo and will do automatic scene detection and clipping. Okay, we've looked at some pretty great tools so far, but now it's time for that bonus tool I promised. Bonus tool, PEX. PEX was created exactly for the purposes we're talking about today, to enable content creators to upload content without breaking copyright restrictions. However, they also have another function, which is to enable creators to track who else is using their content. So PEX is great for you if you're trying to use copyrighted material or if you're trying to track others who might be using your material. As of 2020, PEX had a database of over 20 billion audio and video tracks. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the steps to use it, but basically, from the rights holder side, you can track everywhere on the internet that people are using your content. And from the creator standpoint, you can track whether what you're about to publish is violating any form of copyright law so that you can figure out what you want to do from there. As I'm sure you can imagine, there are so many ways you can use PEX. So if you do end up checking it out, feel free to comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. So there you have it, my favorite AI tools for YouTubers looking to use movie clips. I will note that in addition to what we've discussed today, YouTube does offer a fair use protection initiative to certain content creators, which basically indemnifies them for up to $1 million in legal expenses. However, this policy only applies to content creators in the US who also agree to have their videos only available for viewing in the US. Despite that, it's still good to keep in mind as another avenue for avoiding copyright infringements. If you're interested in using AI to grow your channel and dominate YouTube, use my link in the description to try an absolutely free YouTube course that can grow your channel from $0 to $10,000 in profit on YouTube without showing your face or using your own voice. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, it would be great if you gave it a like. And go ahead and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with all my content. I have some more really great videos for you on how to use AI to streamline all of your content creation, like the one on your screen. Watch this video next to learn how AI can help you make content better and faster.